Hi, everybody. This is David Nevins for Citybiz List, and welcome to our program today. And we're really delighted and thrilled to have with us Tamara Arnold, and she is the Executive Director of Baltimore Core. Tamara, welcome to our program.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So, Tamara, some people do, some people don't know what Baltimore Core is all about. And I know you are their relatively new executive director. So tell our audience, let's assume most people don't for the moment, and tell our audience about Baltimore Core and some of the exciting things that you are up to there.
Awesome. I'm happy to. So I am 6 months into being executive director at Baltimore Core, but I have served at the organization for 6 years now. And I'm very excited about the work that we've been able to achieve in our 10-year history, and particularly the work that I have seen and participated in the 6 years that I've been at the organization. Baltimore Core is all about connecting individuals to their best next step in social impact as we build a network of change making throughout the city at multiple levels. And so, saying that to say, we do a lot and we love doing a lot and being involved in many different conversations and how we move and advance equity in Baltimore City. Some of our work looks like leadership development and talent placement, which means that we are working with talented individuals who love Baltimore City and want to continue to see this city thrive in various leadership development programs, and then placing them with our employer partners who are a part of our network. And this also can look like ensuring that we're working with our city's innovators who are at the heart of some of the most pressing challenges and pushing solutions forward, and ensuring that we are supporting them in having access to capital, access to social capital, and getting them into rooms and opportunities that may have been closed off to them, and ensuring that we are supporting them in the development of those solutions for the city's most pressing challenges. So we're at a couple of different levers in quite a few ways, but we are all about connecting with individuals and connecting those individuals to opportunities to make our city greater.
Well, it sounds like you certainly have quite a full plate in that regard. Share with us just a little bit about the structure, the organizational structure of Baltimore Core relative to uh, government agency, not for profit, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. So we think of our work in a few different containers, if you will. We have that focus on talent, then we have that focus on social innovation, and then in systems change. And so within those three different containers, we work through them at different levels, both with local agencies and then state level agencies, as well as community partners, nonprofits, and grassroots organizations throughout the city. In our container of talent, like I said, we are focused on working one to one with individuals in both their professional and leadership development, ensuring that they have an understanding of Baltimore's history, its origin story, and being able to relate themselves in that work. And then making sure that they understand the importance of racial equity, especially at a social impact and workplace level, so that they're able to develop changes not only within themselves and how they approach their work and social impact, but also how they are explicitly moving the needle forward in their workplace and the different sectors that they take up throughout Baltimore City. When it comes to social innovation, we are working with particularly Black innovators throughout Baltimore City. We have just welcomed our ninth cohort of innovators known as Elevation Awardees by providing them $10,000 seed grants, so access to capital, but also working alongside them to support and develop what it looks like to run a project and grow it into a nonprofit model or a business model, ensuring that they are having support in their pitch development and working alongside other city leaders at different civic levels. So, not just other community members or grassroots organizations in their sector, but what it also can look like to work alongside local and city leaders and government in order to expand the opportunities of their programmatic efforts. And then in systems change, we're working alongside Baltimore city government in a more intimate way so that we are part of the conversation and some of the changes that are happening across the city. So that's look like the redevelopment of Lexington Market, for example, in recent years, working with the Squeegee Collaborative and ensuring that we are providing that community voice and community support, as well as that systems level thinking when we are addressing challenges around economic instability. What does it look like to provide holistic wraparound services? And then ensuring that at a city level, what are we doing to decrease criminalization of the different constrained choices that we see community members engage in as they make ends meet. So, those are our three anchors to really ground us in the level of work that we do across the board at Baltimore Core. But yeah, those are some of the things that we do.
No, that's very detailed. Can you? I was really interested in learning a little bit more about the Elevation Awards. Um, can you share with us one or two specific examples of these $10,000 grants and who they went to and the kind of work that has resulted?
Yeah, Elevation Awards is really just the heart of Baltimore Core's work. It's one of the avenues in which every single person at the organization loves to pour in and be able to support our awardees, not just while they're in the program, but even when they exit the program. We're all about, like I said, that connected network and ensuring that we are supporting and working alongside individuals as they leave our different programmatic efforts. And so, an awardee that's always sticks out to me in particular is Lonnie Walker of Joy Baltimore. And so, Joy Baltimore has a specific focus on LGBTQ. Youth in Baltimore City who are experiencing homelessness. And so we worked with him a few cohorts ago by providing, he was accepted into the program, he received a $10,000 grant. And through that effort, he was able to really capitalize on the different opportunities both within the program and beyond in order to support the efforts in providing more stable housing for youth experiencing homelessness, as well as job readiness education programs to support them in their um, economic evolvement and career development, as well as being able to provide seed gifts or seed offerings to different youth that were in the program to catapult their lives in different directions in terms of education attainment and other things that were important to them that they received. Yes, I particularly love the story of Joy Baltimore because I feel that in general, LGBTQ youth are often a population that is systematically overlooked in some ways by school systems, by family systems, and just by society at large. And so being able to connect one-on-one with an innovator who had that specific interest in that community is really, like I said, at the heart of what we do at Baltimore Core.
Well, good for you. I know also at the heart, I know you have a partnership. I'm not that familiar with the details with Touchpoint Baltimore, and I am familiar with the good work that they do. Can you tell us a little bit about that partnership?
Yeah, so Touchpoint Baltimore is located in West Side Baltimore, particularly in the greater Mondawmin area. And so a little bit of history about the greater Mondawmin area. And West Side Baltimore, it is historically an area that has had um, Black investment led by Black individuals in terms of home ownership, business ownership, and just general economic development. In recent years, has experienced disinvestment, and particularly has been plagued. Due to the disinvestment, issues around crime, issues around being able to access economic sustainability, and also issues around maintaining particularly Black home ownership in West Side Baltimore. And so Touchpoint Baltimore came out of the development minds of then BGE CEO Calvin Butler and the CEO and president of Whiting Turner, Tim Regan, particularly after the uprising of Freddie Gray, that there needed to be a specific touchstone in the West Side area where emerging community driven nonprofit partners could sync together and collectively do work while also having visual and physical representation within community. And so Baltimore Core was welcomed as a partner, as well as Thread Incorporated and Center for Urban Families. And in that partnership, Baltimore Core staff particularly has used that space as a home space for us to be able to do our work together, as well as a space where we're able to connect one-to-one with community. And so our program participants are often using the space for their educational training and programs, as well as particularly our elevation awardees who have access to the space and have used it for different programmatic efforts in their ventures. And it's also just been a space for us to be able to invite community in when it's come to our recruitment efforts and making sure that we are in relationship and targeting the communities of talent that we want to serve. It's been a great space in terms of accessibility, its presence, and its history in Baltimore City for community members to meet one-to-one with us and for us to begin those relationships.
Yeah, no, it sounds very quite exciting. So we only have a couple minutes left, Tamara, but I know you are quite excited, I guess I'll say, about the future of Baltimore Core and all of the good things you are doing in Baltimore. Share with us what excites you the most about the future and the next couple of years and the work that your organization is doing.
Yeah, so much, so very much. I think the uniqueness of the organization being 10 years old and me being in the organization for the last 6 years brings a special energy of I'm very committed to the network that we've already stewarded and how we continue to evolve our relationship and support of those individuals. So when I think about the fellows who were in the program 5 years ago and how they're occupying spaces in leadership at different levels in city agencies and different nonprofit organizations throughout the city, making sure that we are continuing to develop those leaders now that they're at a more established place in their career. What does it look like to invest in their leadership growth at this pivotal point of where they are now? So I'm very excited for us to provide a new model of service and delivery to individuals, particularly in our network, who are champions of our work, but not just champions of our work, who are doing the work themselves and making sure that we are maximizing the opportunity to expand upon the impact of our network. I'm also excited that Baltimore Core is expanding and that we are venturing into more of a national footprint. We just recently celebrated 1 year of our sister site, Birmingham Core in Birmingham, Alabama, and the
Ah,
work they're doing to expand equitable workforce development opportunities where people are really being able to engage in service as a career pathway and to do so in such a way that they are thriving. So we are looking forward to further expansion to other cities throughout the United States that have not only a similar makeup, but a similar desire to ensure that there are careers in the service industry that are thriving. And I'm just excited for the next 10 years of Baltimore Core. I think particularly special about us is that we are responsive, we are agile, and it's a real strength of ours that we occupy more than one lane. And so being able to be a living, breathing organism, working within the dynamics of a city and being able to adjust and be responsive to the changes that are happening on a daily, monthly, yearly basis in this city really puts us at an opportunity to show up for the pressing challenges as they unfold, and really work hard to address them, gear ourselves up ready for the next one, and to keep moving. So I'm just excited for the different ways that I know our programmatic efforts, our relationships, and like I said, the embodiment of our network are really going to have positive changes for our city.
No, it's wonderful. I know we said we were just about out of time, and we are, but I actually wanted also to ask you about one other program. I know you're involved in public health, and I think you call it community health
Yeah.
pathways.
Mhm.
So just take a brief moment, if you don't mind, and share with us some of the details of that program.
Yeah, Community Health Pathways. We just welcomed over 60 AmeriCorps members yesterday. So very excited to see where their work is going to take them in this next service year. But Community Health Pathways, I mean, that is an example of being responsive to the ever-changing needs of the city or what is happening at that time, and then what can be built after you have really exercised that responsive muscle. And so at the beginnings of the COVID-19 pandemic, we worked alongside city agency, particularly the Baltimore Health Department and the commissioner at the time, Dr. Leticia Disraza, to really develop a rapid and radical workforce that was going to target individuals who were in threat to lose their jobs due to the pandemic, and enable them and train them up to be community health workers in response to what the city needed at that time in order to manage and mitigate some of the harmful effects of the pandemic. And so, in that partnership, that once again was rapid, like we built that partnership within a couple of months. From that partnership, we continue to do more work in public health. We had campaign initiatives around Be More Vaxxed, where it was an education initiative ensuring that people were able to make a decision for themselves by having as much information as possible about the vaccine, and that we were being responsive to the community's needs around questions and understandings of the vaccination so that, like I said, they could make those decisions for themselves. And so being a part of that campaign. And then finally, we're like, there's still work to be done. And there's so much that we've learned in the opportunities of the Baltimore Health Corps and the Be More Vax campaign. With that, let's see what we can do even more if we have a specific focus for the next couple of years in public health. And so partnering with Public Health AmeriCorps in this opportunity of community health pathways, we're focused on placing community residents in both community health organizations, hospital settings, and other public health opportunities where they're able to be apprentices and learn alongside, while also receiving free certifications in community health work, as well as being a certified nursing assistant. Very emerging careers in public health, but an opportunity for them to utilize their lived experience in community, to use that as a tool to be a connecting bridge between health serving organizations within Baltimore City. And then with the two of those components together, really imparting and empowering city residents to be able to lead a career in public health beyond this opportunity. So with Baltimore Core, it always starts with one thing, but it's really about planting a seed for it to
Mhm.
sprout into many other different things. And so, yeah, we're very excited about community health pathways and where that work is going to lead.
Well, you made it quite clear that I mean, you're doing great work. Keep it up, and that it's really just the beginning. And thank you again for helping make our great city even better. So it's been a real pleasure to catch up with you, Tamara.
Thank you. Thank you once again, like I said, for the opportunity and the space to be able to not only share the message of our work, but to always be able to invite others in because we truly believe that working alongside individuals really adds to that collective action and movement for change in the city. So thank you.
Tamara, real quickly, how does someone reach you or get to learn more about Baltimore Core?
Yes. So www. Baltimore Core, CORPS. I always like to emphasize that.
As opposed to CORE.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Our website, we have opportunities that run the gamut. You'll see our social innovation opportunities, our employer opportunities, our talent opportunities. And then you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook, same name, Baltimore Core.
Thank you so much. Tamara Arnold has been our guest. She's the new executive director of Baltimore Core. Again, Tamara, thank you for your time. This is David Nevins for City Biz List. Thank you so much for joining us today.